It is another episode of the States Up podcast. I'm your host, Brain Freeman, and coming up this week, we're talking Bobcat soccer with our upcoming guest, Victoria Meza. A quick look back at this past week for Bobcat Athletics. Of course, the football team with a huge cover behind win, beating Nevada to close out non-conference play, 35-24, down 17-0 at the half, coming back to win that game. It was the largest comeback for the program since 2010, and this is the first 3-1 start since 2013. And a big game coming up for the team this week to open Sunbelt play against Southern Miss. So that look back at football. For Bobcat volleyball, they opened Sunbelt play with a couple of wins over ULM, sweeping that two-match series, winning both matches in 4 sets. So they're out to a 2-0 start of the Sunbelt. And Bobcat soccer played a couple of matches in conference play this past week, playing both Arkansas State and Troy to ties. A scoreless tie against the Red Wolves and a 1-1 tie against the Trojans. So they're out to a 1-0-2 start in Sunbelt play. Here to join us on the podcast again is Victoria Meza from Bobcat Soccer. She is a freshman from El Salvador, has actually been away for the past couple of weeks with the El Salvador national team. She is back now as the Bobcats get ready for more Sunbelt play this week. So Victoria, she joins us on the podcast. Victoria, how are you?
Hi, thank you for the invitation. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty excited for this season and hoping that it goes the best way.
Oh, well said, Victoria, and happy to have you here on the podcast. Thanks for joining us. And I mentioned you just got back from playing, with the El Salvador national team. So what was the experience like for you playing with the national team over the past couple of weeks?
Well, I've been with the national team for like 2-3 years now. Mm-hmm. And as always, it's a pleasure to represent my country. And this past couple of weeks, we were playing the qualifiers for the Gold Cup. We played against Nicaragua. We won 3-0 and again against Martinique, and we won 9-1.
So, congratulations, by the way, on the 2 wins there. So, as you said, you've been playing with the El Salvador national team for, a few years now. What is the competition like when you're playing that type, when you're playing for the national team against other national teams?
Well, it's pretty high, the competition. I mean, they are all professionals. Just in El Salvador, we are like 5 to 7 professional players that play in the Mexican League, in Costa Rica. There's a girl from Israel. Mm-hmm. And they are really competitive, really professional, really disciplined. And to have that kind of people in your team makes you be professional too. And to play against people, for example, I played against Mexico with the major team. Mm-hmm. And there are like players that are from the Real Madrid, the women's team, and from really huge leagues in Spain and Europe. And to compete against that kind of people is like, wow, I'm in the elite level. Mm-hmm. From women's soccer.
I recall having a conversation very similar to this on a podcast last year with Juana Plata, who, of course, played for Steve Holman at Lamar and then for 1 year at Texas State. She's still very much involved with the program as a student assistant. She, too, has played for the El Salvador national team. So what have you gotten to know about Juana Plata?
Well, I've known Juana since 2 years now. Mm-hmm. And, well, Juana, she's a really sweet girl and pretty competitive too. She's pretty professional and disciplined. Every time I meet with her and hang out with her, there's something new, something to talk, something about national team or about here in Texas. And it's always fun and really helpful to have someone in the national team and in Texas.
Now, on the topic of the national team from El Salvador, doing some research on you, and I find out your family lineage includes your uncle Mario Meza, who played for the men's national team and a very good player at that. What kind of conversations have you had, with your uncle when it comes to the international competition?
Well, my family, technically all my family, they all have played soccer. Like all my uncles, my cousins, they could be professional players, but they're too lazy for that, or they don't have the discipline. But with my uncle, he has been there with me since I was a kid. Like, I was 6 years old, and he was going to my practices, helping me how to shoot the ball, showing me how to drive the ball and all of that. And my mom, like all my family, were pretty involved in my development as an athlete, as a soccer player. And actually, we have like this tradition to play every Sunday, with the family. And my uncle, he always was there, and he's a really funny guy. He's always like doing tricks and showing his soccer to my family and like to the people.
How big of a star is he back home in El Salvador?
Sorry?
Your uncle, was he, was he popular amongst, the fans? How much of a star? Did he have any kind of celebrity-like status back home in El Salvador, given his, soccer background?
Yeah, he played for a lot of professional teams in El Salvador, like 2 or 3 of them. He was champions with a lot of them. And he was part of the national team too. He was a defender. He was short, but he was really aggressive and like really good. Like he jumped and he was like taller than the tall guys and all of that. And he used to call him the tiburon Mayen. It's like the shark.
Okay. Because
he's from La Libertad, and that's like the coast. And my grandma used to work with seafood.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your uncle got himself a nickname. Do you have a nickname, Victoria?
I don't know. I don't think so. And I don't really remember. Like, a lot of people has called me a lot of names. Like my family, they called me like the Night Fury, and I'm like, thank you, I think. In the team, they're just like normal Spanish nicknames. To be honest, like I haven't like heard one that's been called like all the time, but like I don't really have a nickname. I would like to have one.
Well, one thing you do have, Victoria, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, and I've never seen this from a freshman student athlete at Texas State in any sport. You have your own Wikipedia page. Did you know that?
Yeah, I searched myself in Wikipedia, yes.
So congratulations on having one of those. In addition to having a Wikipedia page, which again, not many can claim, in terms of freshman student athletes around the country. You also have a pretty large following on Instagram too. What do you like to do with your social media?
With my social media, I don't really spend a lot of time like posting and like stories. Like, just like when I have games or something to post about, I do it. But besides that, I am really like just living the life, and then soccer is like a little bit more like social, and I have to post and talk like media and all of that.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when I checked out your Instagram. A lot of it was soccer related, whether that was with El Salvador or with Texas State. And speaking of which, after your latest round of playing for the national team, you're back here in the States, with this Texas State program. So how does it feel for you to be back with your college teammates now?
Well, it feels good. I want to be one of the best players in the conference.
Mm-hmm.
As I always said, I want to give my 100% every time I'm in the field, whether it's in practice or in the games.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be the best tool for the team, to keep working for the team, not for me, because I'm part of the team. The team doesn't work for me. I work for them. And just to try to win every game and to push my teammates and to be the best version of myself every day.
I mentioned what happened this past week on the year. This team is now 11 matches in, a winning record 6-3-2. But again, the last two ended in ties, and somewhat controversially in both instances. Some calls that didn't quite go Texas State's way. How much were you able to keep up with the team while you were playing for the El Salvador national team?
Well, I tried to watch the games, but I don't know why my ESPN wasn't working. Mm-hmm. So I was just updated with the live stats, and I saw that they were having some troubles in the game, mm-hmm. but they were I think they were dominating the game. And I don't know what happened, with the calls and all of that. I mean, there are mistakes from the refs, and well, that happens. It's soccer. Sometimes you gotta play against 12, not against 11. Mm-hmm. And well, it's just something that's happened in soccer, and we are just gonna make that to be better in these following games and try to keep up with the pace.
Let's talk a little bit more about your head coach now. Steve Holman, this is his second year here at Texas State. He's really embraced a lot of, internationals on the team. You're one of, I think, 5 or 6 that were born outside the U.S. that are, mm-hmm. Playing at Texas State now. What have you gotten to know about your coach, Steve Holman?
He's a pretty good coach. He's pretty direct, and he explains you the reason why we are doing the stuff, so that helps a lot. He's always paying attention to the details. That's something that in soccer pays a lot. Just one little mistake and that could be a goal. And he's really into the little details and how to avoid them or how to correct them. Mm-hmm. And I think that I'm gonna learn a lot from him, and that he's gonna be a really helpful coach in my soccer career.
I believe that before you left to go play for the national team, over the past couple of weeks, that you were there for the 300th win and for Steve Holman, mm-hmm. In that 4-0 victory over Texas Southern. What do you call about the celebration? What did it mean for you to be a part of something so special for your coach?
Well, that was really, I'm really happy to the fact that I was part of his 300 win. Wow, that takes a lot of time to do. And I'm really happy for Steve that he achieved that big achievement. Mm-hmm. And that to be part of that, it's an honor, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna accomplish more stuff, and that he's gonna do great things with soccer.
Now, the match afterwards, Steve Holman picks up career win number 301. The team went to Houston and beat a Power 5 program, the Cougars 1-0. A really good Houston team that had been really good offensively. So, defensively, the team was great. Certainly, Kalen Draper in goal. But offensively, the one goal was scored by you in the 75th minute. What do you remember about that goal against Houston?
Well, I remember that goal. Yeah, it was a free kick. Mm-hmm. Kenley Bradley took the free kick, and as we always practice the set pieces, 20 minutes every practice. We practice the set pieces, corners, free kicks, and penalties. And we already have like our plays and what to do. And so Kelly takes the free kick. She's trying to find my head. I tried to go for the ball, but the defender was grabbing my hand, so I couldn't jump well, but I still connect.
Mm-hmm.
I connect, and the keeper couldn't go for that ball because I connected it. And it goes like a little bit to my right, and Maggie and Lily went to fight that ball, and ends up in like another rebound. And while I was like standing up again, I just see the ball in front of me. I was like, okay, and just shoot it to the net.
Well, it was great stuff. Victoria, and a huge win for the team. It was the first Power 5 win for the program since 2002, all the way back 21 years ago, and a win then over Texas Tech. Let's take things outside the pitch here for a second. What are your hobbies outside of soccer when you're not, eating and breathing soccer like I know that you do? What is that you do, what are some of your hobbies outside the sport?
Well, it was really funny the fact that you said that we eat and breathe soccer. That's totally true. The fact that we go to the gym, we do extra sessions. Mm-hmm. I'm technically just doing soccer all the time. But the little free time I have, I like to read. I like to read a lot. Mm-hmm. And I normally spend that time talking to my friends. And what else do I like to do? I like to listen to music. I really like to do that. I like to listen to music and read while I'm drinking a tea or coffee.
Okay, so let me throw you a follow-up then. What do you like to read? What kind of music do you like to listen to?
Well, my music taste, it's really wide. Like, I don't really have like a specific type of music. Mm-hmm. It's just like if I like what I'm hearing, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna like it, and I'm just gonna save it, and I'm just gonna play it sometime. Mm-hmm. And with what I read, sometimes I like to read some like educational books. Mm-hmm. I like to read a lot about medicine. I really like medicine, and then just like some dystopic books, like, for example, Harry Potter. I really like that saga.
Okay. In terms of your education, here at Texas State, what is it that you're studying here at Texas State University?
I'm majoring in exercise and sports science, and as right now, I'm going pretty good with my grades. I'm trying to keep up that grade all the semester, and the next semester, I hope it's gonna be good.
So, exercise and sports science, do you see yourself pursuing a career potentially after you're done playing, whatever that is, in maybe coaching? What is it you want to do with that degree?
Well, I haven't decided yet. I'm between become a physical therapist or an athletic trainer. Mm-hmm. I'm really interested in those. Like, I want to get my degree. I want to get all my education. But my plan A after college is try to go pro. Mm-hmm. And like it can be here in the US or Mexico or in a big league in Europe. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm pointing to that. But of course, have my education, because soccer won't last me 3 years. It's gonna last me like 10 years from now.
Well, hopefully, as long as you want it to go, Victoria. Certainly hoping for the best for you with that. Had you spent much time in America before you came over to play soccer here at Texas State?
Not really. Like, I've only been here in the U.S. for like twice. Mm-hmm. Once for a soccer camp, and the other time was to visit some family. But besides that, I wasn't too much in the U.S.
How do the cultures differ, between here in America and back home for you in El Salvador?
The coaching, it's really different, the coaching. Mm-hmm. Our head coach in the national team, he's really intense. He really likes the idea to coach by example. And he's not gonna be with sneakers on the field. He's like with cleats, and he's with the ball. He's even warming up with us because he's gonna be active. He's gonna be throwing the long balls. He's gonna be doing passes. He's gonna be like doing everything so we can understand it better and like see that it's doable. And over here, it's like they guide more from the sidelines. They're like watching us, like hugs and everything. And he's always like Steve, Henry, all of them. They're like telling us what to do and pointing out like our mistakes and giving us advices and all of that. And a little bit more like calm. If I'm comparing like them to my Salvador national team coach, they're completely different. Like they're opposite, totally opposite.
Really well said. Good answer there, Victoria. Although I think you may have misheard me. I was asking him specifically about not the coaching, but the culture. So between El Salvador and America, between just everyday life, customs, the food. How do things differ between America and El Salvador? But before you answer that, I do want to say great response on coaching. I didn't ask that question. You gave me an answer for it anyway, and that was good.
Yeah, I didn't hear that part. Sorry.
All good.
Yeah. So about the difference from US to El Salvador, I miss the food, to be honest. And well, it's just different cultures. Like we are Latinas, and for example, just like with the team, there is like a lot of sense of family. And we treat each other like sisters. Like we are in the halls in just like or sports bra and spandex and stuff like that. And even here we do stuff like that, but it feels different. Like I'm new too. I'm a freshman. Like they're not going to have the same confidence with me as I have my confidence, and the national team has the confidence with me. But I'm glad the fact that both of my teams, they both try to treat each other like family, like sisters, and to take care of each other. And well, I'm just like trying to adapt the best of myself here with the school and with the team, and just try to be myself in both places.
You mentioned the food, and again, referencing my podcast with Juana Plata last year, she alerted me to the fact that there actually is a restaurant in town in San Marcos that serves El Salvador or Salvadorian food, El Arco in San Marcos, El Arco pupusas. When my understanding is that pupusas are very similar to tortillas. It's kind of like a flatbread, made in El Salvador. Have you had a chance to go to El Arco?
I haven't had a chance. Like the first two, like the second I was here, I was with Juana, and she was like, yeah, there's a Salvadoran Nicaraguan restaurant, and they sell the pupusas. So if anytime you want to go or wherever you have time, or if I go, I'm gonna tell you, and we're gonna go and try it. And as right now, I'm still waiting on one, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go and try it because I'm like really missing the food over there.
All right, so you and Juana have some catching up to do for sure, to go check out El Arco in San Marcos. But look, Victoria, this has been great. Congratulations on what you've accomplished so far in your career, your time with the El Salvador national team, and your college career just getting underway, here at Texas State. It's been great finding out more about you. The fact that, again, you have a Wikipedia page, which is really cool, and all that you've accomplished, overseas, and now what you're trying to do over here in the States. So welcome back again to San Marcos, and best of luck to you the rest of this year.
Thank you so much for that. I think I'm really gonna use it.
You got it. Well, that again, Victoria Meza, our guest on this week's States Up podcast. The Bobcats, again, out to a 6-3-2 start, 1-0-2 unbeaten through 3 matches so far in Sunbelt Conference play. For Victoria Meza, I'm Brant Freeman, reminding you to keep your States up, and we'll see you next time.